Hey guys, and welcome to Hello World. Today is all about getting started for people who don't have any prior experience for coding. We'll be looking at the reasons for pursuing such a career, as well as some basics regarding the functionality of computers and how it relates to programming. If you're looking to learn a programming language, this video won't be covering that. However, I will be releasing some episodes on languages later. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free and it really helps creators like me. That's enough talk though. Let's get started. Nowadays, we live in a digitalized world. We carry around mini computers on our wrists and in our pockets, play games on our fridges, and virtual reality is also a tangible reality. Obviously, these devices don't work by themselves, but need instructions to perform the advanced services we need them to. From a video game to a phone call and everything in between, companies need people to design and write instructions to expand the functionality of their devices. Even with the large number of students pursuing an IT career, demand remains exceptionally high for individuals with programming skills. In the United States alone, the average salary for a software engineer is over $120,000 annually, well over twice the national average for 2020, sitting at $56,000. I'm making it my business to make sure that people like you have the guidance they need to pursue a successful career. What exactly is programming? As I alluded to earlier, programming is literally just writing instructions for a computer. You can't tell a computer to run an epic video game if it doesn't know how to run that game. When you buy something from Steam or you buy a CD for a video game, you're buying the instructions for that game so that your device will know how to properly execute the video game when you tell it to run the game. To truly understand programming, however, we need to understand computers. A computer isn't just one device, but a network of smaller devices that work together to produce what the user wants it to. For example, we have here the CPU on the left, which is in charge of all of the functionality and uh, the math, the nitty gritty, and the monitor, whose job is merely to display the information the computer needs to display. This is also why you can mix and match parts when you're making your own PC and even have multiple of the same type of part, like dual monitors and multiple graphics cards. All of these smaller devices can be categorized into two categories. First, we have inputs, which are the parts of the computer that allow the user to input information for the computer to use. And we have outputs, which are the devices that the computer uses to send information back to the user. We have multiple examples of each of these. For example, on inputs, we have keyboards, a mouse, and a microphone that can all be used to send information to the computer. And the computer uses stuff like speakers, printers, and monitors to send information back to the user. All of these devices work together to serve the user whenever they need the computer to do something. When you search something up, like when was the Normandy invasion, you're using an input, in this case the keyboard, to send information to the computer, and the computer will use the monitor to display that information back to you. Another important thing to know is that computers communicate in a language called binary. Sure, you've probably heard the term, but you might not know what it is. Binary is a numerical system. I have three examples on there. The one you're probably familiar with is decimal, which is the numerical system we use. The decimal numbering system has a total of 10 numbers from 0 to 9, and whenever we want to represent a value higher than these numbers, we iterate back to 0 and add another digit. Fairly self-explanatory. All numerical systems work in a similar fashion. They increase their numbers up to their last number, and when they run out of numbers to represent values, they iterate back to 0 and add 1 to the next digit. The major difference is, of course, the different numbers. In the case of hexadecimal, you got number A, number B, number C, number D, number E, and number F representing values binaries 10 through 15, respectively. And in binary, you only have numbers 0 and 1. The second major difference is that each digit is multiplied by a power of different number. So in hexadecimal, each digit would be multiplied by a power of 16, and in binary, each digit will be multiplied by a power of 2. As an example, on the bottom we have the number 20, or the value 20. So in hexadecimal, the value 20 would be represented by 14, because 1 times 16 is 16, plus 4 is 20. In binary, it would be represented by 10,100. Let's see, 1 times 2 to the power of 2, which would be 4. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 2 to the power of 4, which is 16. So again, we have 16 plus 4. If you're wondering how letters fit into this, you'll find the ASCII chart extremely helpful, as it assigns numerical values for each character, letter, symbol that you could ever need. As you probably guessed, it can get incredibly boring typing ones and zeros over and over again into a computer. So engineers have designed programming languages that translate into pre-coded sections of binary for computers to follow. A single line of code, like print69, could translate into thousands of binary sequences. Each programming language has its own strengths and weaknesses. As seen on the left, the best programming language for AI development would be Python. The best programming language for web development would be JavaScript. On the right, the most widespread language for gaming or in game development is C++. If you know what sector of IT you want to pursue, you should choose the language that best fits with that sector. However, if you're not sure, I recommend Java as a great starting language. To sum up, programming is just writing instructions for computers that those computers then carry out to perform the functions we need them to. Programming is a great career to pursue for people who are looking for financial success. Computers speak in a language called binary that is just a numerical system with zeros and ones to represent different values. And finally, different programming languages translate into pre-coded sections of binary, and each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Again, it's free and it really helps creators like me. Have a great day.